Okay, so far he looks like a nice horse. He looks very calm, and they showed it, you know, being ridden by the dinosaur, a bunch of people sitting on it and all of that. Looked good. The feet do look upright. You're correct there. I did see the scar you were talking about, but it probably wouldn't be an issue. And then this is him going down the hill. He seems to figure it out pretty well because he was sliding and he caught himself. And looks like this horse is very calm and doesn't care about too much. They showed him side passing and backing up, and all that looked good. Picking up his feet. So he looks easy to handle. I don't know if they taught him to sit down or not, but all of that, of course, looks very nice. There he looked a little bit more like he was going towards a foxtrot, but it's hard to tell from this upper view. They must have a drone. That's pretty cool. So crosses bridges, water, all of that stuff looks like a very nicely well-broke horse. There he's breathing a little hard, so they exercised him first, but I think that's fine. But at least you see he's fine with being bareback. And all the kids goofing around with them, so it looks very safe, tolerating them. So that's cool. He's good with steer, and looks good with the obstacle stuff. Picked up his feet when he wasn't sure what he was supposed to, you know, how to get through there, so that's good. Loaded in the trailer with the dinosaur. It's nice that they just have the one door open, shows that he loads well, that he pulls the cart. Even with that horse acting up behind him, he was all good with that. And that's good. You can see he stops from her sitting back and kind of pushing her legs forward. So this was him gaiting. He does a nice saddle gait. You know, when he gets a little too high-headed, he gets a little bit more towards the step pace. And it gets just a little bit more bouncy, but I think if you brought his head a little bit lower, he'll be even smoother. And then since he knows how to do lateral movements, you could just push his shoulders over, and that would probably smooth him out some too. There he looked like he was fox-trotting. Let's see what he's doing as he gets closer. There he's gone more into a saddle gait. So the saddle gait is smoother than the foxtrot. At least that's what I feel. It's nice that a horse can do both. You just round it out more when you want it to go towards a foxtrot. In other words, bring its head down lower than the saddle, and that'll usually get it into the foxtrot. And then when you want it to do the saddle gait, just raise its head up a little bit, and you should feel that little wiggle in the saddle. If when you raise its head up, then you're getting a small bounce in the saddle, then he's going more towards a step pace. And then again, you can just push his shoulders over. But he looks pretty smooth. He looks like he's doing a nice 4-beat gait. He looks like his right hind toes out a little bit. So if you're getting a pre-purchase exam, which is great if you could do that ahead of time, just have them check that right stifle, because sometimes when they toe out, it'll make them more prone to have a little bit of issues with the stifle. And lots of gaited horses can have stifle problems. I can't tell if she's turning his head because he's spooking, or she's turning his head to help him to get his gait. So that might be a cue how they get him to do that lateral saddle gait, which is fine. Lots of times, you know, lifting their head up and then turning them a little to the side will get them to go more lateral. And they can usually do the saddle gait faster than the foxtrot. So the foxtrot is a little bit slower usually. And then the horse will usually fall in the saddle gait. But he does look like he's got a smooth gait there. And you can see the little bounce in his tail. So that's another way you can tell if he's doing the saddle gait or not. When they're doing a foxtrot, the tail usually kind of waves back and forth. But you can see that's kind of bouncing up and down like a pom-pom. So overall, I think it's a nice horse. I would get a pre-purchase exam. What they had posted online wasn't a real pre-purchase. It just looked like an inspection on the horse. So it didn't have lameness or flexion or anything like that. And a lot of the online horses don't. So it's always great to get an outside vet to check the horse beforehand or before you start bidding if possible. And then if they don't have papers, just to verify their age. So otherwise, it looks quite good. And they showed him around traffic and dogs. If you have bikers, you might want to see how he is around bikes. He's probably going to be fine or would be fine with work, but it might be something you just want to check just to see. His feet look shorter in this video than they did in the other video. So that's something to be aware of, is just when the videos and the pictures were taken and why are his feet so long in those recent pictures versus how his feet were in this video. Well, here he comes again. So let's just take another look at his feet. So the front are a little bit longer. The back looks shorter. He comes down a little bit in that left front and the right front pastern. Nothing horrible, but I'd have the vet check that as well. To see there, he really doesn't have much heels back then on the front or the back. The back really doesn't have much heels. Looks like he might have been barefoot there. So maybe they were showing him, maybe that's why his feet look different. I'm not so worried about his tail. I know lots of people say, oh, if it goes to the right or the left, the horse has a spinal problem. I've had lots of horses come through my training and not many of the horses hold their tail straight. Usually it's off to the right or the left and the horses were perfectly fine. So that wouldn't be a big concern of mine, but again, you could get the vet to check that.